Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Money Constant Study Mantra once again. I hope everyone is staying at home fit and healthy. Nowadays, as you all know, that I am providing online classes for Lead International Academy, Bogakhat. So, in previous video we have started chapter number 4, that is what? The right clothes to wear. The right clothes to wear. So without wasting much more time, we would directly I would like to directly enter into the chapter now. Okay. So let's start our chapter. This was the name of our this new chapter that we have already started in previous video. Okay. Now we have if you remember that in previous video we have completed this particular paragraph, these two paragraphs we have completed, isn't it? Now what we have to discuss from in this video, from where we have to start in this particular video, we will start from here. So why do we need clothes? The first very important thing, why do we all need clothes? As we all know that we wear clothes. Now the very important question is what? Why actually we need to wear clothes? Yes, good clothes make us look smart. They protect our body from dust, heat, cold, rain and insect bite. That means if we wear good clothes, we look really smart, right? Now, what does clothes do for us? Sorry, they protect our body. That means who protect? Clothes. Clothes protect our body from what? Dust, heat, cold, rain and insect bites. Yes, if the weather is very cold, if it is rainy, if some kind of insects are there, or if the climate is quite dusty or heat, or the heat of the sun is quite more, then we will be protected by the clothes. Understood? Now if we wear the same dress for many hours, if we wear the same dress for many hours, what happens? Of course it becomes dirty, isn't it? If we wear the same dress for many hours or many days, what will happen? Those clothes will become quite dirty and dust will settle on it. Yes, isn't it? That means dust settles on it. Now if we do not wear clothes, the dirt would stick to our body. Now clothes protect us from dust. We all know that, isn't it? That means if we do not wear clothes, the dirt that is now accumulated or fell on the clothes will directly stick to our body, isn't it? If we don't wear clothes. So indirectly we can say that clothes protect us from, that means, dust. Now people who work in the sun for a long time become tanned. Now what do you mean by tanned? See, if you stay under sunlight, suppose the sun is that means the sun today, if the heat coming from the sun is quite more, that means what? Suppose it is a very sunny day where the heat we get from the sun is quite high. What will happen? Our skin become blackened, isn't it? It will become black, and that blackness is nothing but tanned. It is becoming tanned. So in good English we will tell it as tanned. Understood? Now the covered part of our body is usually fairer than the uncovered part. We normally notice these things, right? Those areas which are covered, that means those areas of our body which are covered by some other substances like clothes or those what I say, I hope all of you wear chappals, right? There you will see the belts of those uh, chappals. So where you normally see that the portion which is covered by the belts of those uh, footwears, those portion become white, but other portion where uh, the sunlight is directly exposed to those parts, those parts will become blackened, right? That means this will become tanned. So similar things happens to our clothes also. If we wear shorts or if we wear half shirts, what will happen? The portion under our shirt or shorts will become fairer. That means it will look like somehow white, right? But the portion which is exposed to sunlight, it will become a bit darker, isn't it? And that is called becoming tanned. Now this shows that clothes protect us from the heat of the sun, definitely, isn't it? So now during winter we like to wear thick and warm clothes. They protect us from the cold. Of course, during winter season the climate or weather becomes quite cold, isn't it? So to protect our body we wear lots of clothes or sweaters. Like sweater we wear, that means like sweater you wear thick and warm clothes. Why we normally wear these type of clothes during winter? Because to protect us from that external cold, that means to protect our body from external cold, we wear these kind of clothes. Now when we go out in the rain, we wear raincoats. They are made up of waterproof material. A raincoat protects us from the rain, isn't it? We normally wear in rainy season. If we go out in a rainy season, that means if it rains outside and we have to go out for some region, what we do? We normally wear a raincoat which protect us from the rain. And what is the material that is used for making these raincoats? It is definitely waterproof materials, isn't it? Now come to the other paragraph. If we wear long sleeved clothes at night, we can protect ourselves from mosquito bites, isn't it? If we wear long sleeve clothes, what will happen? The area of our body which will the area which is exposed to the mosquitoes will become very less, because if we are wearing long sleeve clothes, that means those areas, that means naked areas, will become very lesser, isn't it? So mosquito will not have a chance to bite us, isn't it? So clothes therefore protect us from insect bites too, isn't it? Now come to the next important part or topic, that is material for clothes. That means various materials that we normally use to prepare our clothes, various types of clothes, we will discuss about them now. Now clothes can be made from natural or synthetic materials, isn't it? Yes, nowadays we see lots of synthetic clothes, terylene, nylon, everything it is available in the market, right? So clothes that can be made from natural or synthetic materials. Now what are natural, what are synthetic, we will learn in this particular chapter. Now I am not going through these pictures, okay? I will come to this picture later on, but now I am just reading the chapters here. After that I will explain the things accordingly with the help of the diagrams also. We will discuss about it later on. Now natural fibers, there are two types of fibers that has been used for preparation of different kinds of what clothes. Now first one, and the very basic, and we use it for several years, and that is what natural fibers. Early humans also use these natural fibers. Now natural fibers are made from parts of plants or animals, isn't it? Yes, natural fibers are those fibers or those material to make clothes that were extracted from what? Plants, either from plants or animals. Now we get fibers like cotton, jute and linen from plants. That means cotton, jute and linen we get from plants, whereas we get fibers like wool, silk and fur from animals, isn't it? That means some other cloth fibers which we get from animals, like sheep. From sheep we get what? Wool. Silk we get from what? Worms. And fur from different different animals like yak, sheep, etc., etc., right? Now come to the other types of fibers, that is called synthetic fibers. Now what is synthetic fiber? Look at here. Synthetic fibers like nylon, rayon and polyester are not found in nature, because these fibers, nylon, rayon and polyester, are fibers that are used for preparation of or making of manufacturing of those clothes, synthetic clothes, which are normally we don't find in nature. Understood? That means these are non-natural fibers. That means they are definitely synthetic fibers. That means these are artificial fibers that are developed in different factories. Okay, now they are prepared artificially. Yes, see, they are prepared artificially and are called man-made fabrics. They are also known as what? Man-made fabrics, because these are not naturally occurring, so it must be made by human beings, isn't it? Now these fabrics are stretchable. These have some characteristics. These type of fabrics or fibers have some special characteristics like stretchability. That means these type of fabrics are stretchable. Waterproof, they might be waterproof like raincoat. And wrinkle free. That means wrinkle free means what? That means this type of clothes doesn't you cannot make any wrinkle over this type of clothes. If you murmur these clothes, you will not be able to make or get any wrinkle, because these are totally wrinkle free. That means no wrinkles we normally see here. even they dry very quickly. They dry very quickly because they don't because they are not naturally occurring, and they are normally look like waterproof type, right? So the water, if you uh, put some water drops, or if you if you try to wet them, then what will happen? Some of them might become wet, but that will not last for long. Okay, what will happen? Suddenly, within a few minutes or few seconds, it will look like a dry. Understood? Now synthetic fabrics are non-porous. We all know that synthetic fibers are non-porous. That's why we use those waterproof fibers to make raincoats, isn't it? If raincoat becomes porous, then what of its use, right? What will happen? The rainwater will get into the clothes, isn't it? So it will not work. Now come to the next portion. That is, the next topic is the clothes we wear. The clothes we wear. That means what kind of clothes we normally wear in hot weather. In hot weather means sunny day, we wear clothes made of cotton. That means if it is quite hot, we normally wear cotton clothes, not synthetic clothes. Cotton clothes allow the body heat to escape. Understood? Cotton clothes allow the body heat to escape. That means if we wear clothes, if we wrap our body with some cloth, and if this cloth is not capable of allowing the body heat to go out or escape through these clothes, then we feel more hotter, isn't it? The hotness will become more and more. So if we wear some clothes like cotton clothes which allow the body heat to escape, what will happen? The heat generated in our body, that means the heat generated inside our body comes out through our skin, isn't it? And that heat will be capable of escaping from cotton clothes, not from the synthetic clothes. So normally we don't wear synthetic clothes during summer or hot weather. So we normally put some cotton clothes over our body, right? Now cotton clothes absorb sweat also. Yes, cotton clothes are capable of absorbing sufficient amount of sweat also. During hot season, we normally sweat, isn't it? So that sweat comes that sweat coming out of our body will in touch to our cotton clothes, and cotton clothes are quite capable of absorbing those sweat quite easily, isn't it? So cotton clothes will help our body to become cool, right? Now white or light colored clothes suit the hot weather because they reflect the heat and keep the body cool. As we all know that the color that we normally observe during day is none other than the color that is reflected back from that object. Understood or not? That means if you observe a body red, if you observe any object, if its color is red, that means what? The surface of that object is reflecting back the red color that is in our sunlight. Understood? We all know that our sunlight is made up of 7 different colors, isn't it? So out of those, that means we normally found in rainbow, isn't it? Out of those 7 colors, whichever color is reflected back by that object, our eye will sense that color only. Understood? That means if an object is looking red, that means what? That object is reflecting back the red color out of those 7 colors that is being in that sunlight which is falling on that particular object. Understood? So if we are that means if we look white or light color, that means almost all the colors are reflected back, and along with all colors what will happen? Some kind of energy will be there, right? If they are reflecting back all the colors, so we look that object white or very light colored, that means what? They are reflecting back all the colors that have been uh, that was falling on that particular object, isn't it? That means it is absorbing no almost zero amount of uh, energy from sunlight. Understood? So it will help to become our body to keep our body cool. Understood? So now in cold weather, now we will move to the next part, that is in cold weather what we do. In cold weather we wear woolen clothes. During cold season what we wear? We wear woolen clothes. That means woolen clothes keep our body warm. Because of that only we wear similar type of clothes, isn't it? Now people living in different regions wear different types of clothes depending on their weather or climate. You see, depending on the climate and the tradition of that region, understood? That means people in different region on this globe, on this world, wear different types of clothes because of the it might be because of their climate and those clothes suits for those climates, or it might be a traditional region. There might be a traditional cause. That means different region have some different traditions, right? So according to their tradition, they normally use different types of clothes. So that means our uh, choosing of clothes which to wear is dependent on the climate of that particular region, and also the tradition that has been practiced during that particular in that particular region, isn't it? Now the dress of a person living in Srinagar will be different from that of a person living in Chennai. See, India is a vast land, that means a very big country where lots of tradition is combined together, isn't it? That means different place have different traditions or different persons which have different cultures, isn't it? So according to their culture, according to their tradition, they the uh, clothings, that means clothes that they wear are also different, isn't it? So the clothes that the or a person in Jammu Kashmir or Srinagar, uh, whatever they are willing to wear are not may not be same as that in a for a person who lives in what? Chennai, of course, because Srinagar is a very cool place, whereas Chennai is quite hot, isn't it? So their tradition might be definitely different, and also their wearing the clothes that they wear must be different from each other. Now people living in different countries wear different types of clothes. I have already discussed it. The kind of clothes that they wear depends on the type of weather in the region. That is the point that I have already discussed during this paragraph, explanation of this paragraph, right? Where they live. That means what? The kind of clothes they wear depends on the type of weather in that particular region where they live. Some of these clothes have become national dresses. See, some of these clothes that people normally wear have become national dresses. The national dress of an Indian woman is the sari, and that of a Japanese woman is the kimono. That means what? Uh, Suppose a country wears, that means the women of a country wear, uh, if more number of women, that means majority of women wears sari in a particular nation, then it will become what? A national dress. Similarly, in Japan, the Japanese women also used to wear what? Kimono. That means their traditional wear. They normally used to wear kimono. Most of the women used to wear kimono. So what happened? So kimono became the national cloth for Japanese women. Understood? Now people wear special clothes for specific work. That means according to the work. That means according to their work, people may wear different types of clothes. That means uniform. We are talking about now uniforms. Suppose uh, different students of different school have different uniforms, but students of same school have similar uniform. Yes or no? That means similarly doctors and nurse have some different uniforms than uh, defense person or lawyers, like. So doctors and nurses normally wear what? white colored white color coats, isn't it? We are normally observe it. Now people working